flanker, number 19, Trey Gaines, or H-back, number 87, Ron Middleton.
Georgia Tech, is there a tendency to take a team like this lightly?
No, we can't take Georgia Tech lightly because they're big and they're strong and they're similar to Florida State. And we just have to go out and try to play like we did Saturday and try to play some mistake-free football and hopefully just come out on the top and end.
This team surprised you guys last year, coming back from a big first-half deficit. When you think back on that game, what happened last year?
I think what happened was that Auburn, coming out for the second half, they were relaxed, knowing that they had 41 points on the board. And Georgia Tech, they just came out on the field, fired up, and before you know it, they had scored 30-something points.
The question was brought up at the press conference about playing again on artificial surfaces. Are you guys concerned about that at all?
Not really. I think it's just a psychological thing, and we're just going to have to get over it come Saturday.
You guys are just not used to it, and I remember recalling you slipping up at Tennessee. It's not a factor of being scared of it, it's just not being used to it.
That's the main factor in it, but we're used to playing on grass, and I think this Saturday when we go over to Georgia Tech to play on that turf, we're going to keep in mind what happened in Tennessee, and we're going to try to play some, just like I said, some mistake-free football.
This is another team that on the schedule that you have plenty of respect for.
Absolutely. They've got an outstanding football team, and of course we've got to go to Atlanta to play, and I'm still concerned about our football team. We're playing much better, we're playing harder, we're having more fun playing, but we still got to eliminate some mistakes before we're going to be a polished football team, and that's what we're trying to do now.
People who are not as knowledgeable as head coaches were surprised to hear you say that this is a better team without Robert Levette on it.
Well, I think they've got two tailbacks now that are outstanding, and plus that fullback is a great player, Malcolm King. But Jerry Mays and Rory Collier, the two tailbacks, in my opinion, are giving them outstanding running at tailback, and they're doing a great job with the offense.
Coach, I saw a little bit of Georgia Tech's game against North Carolina, and Tech's defense just seemed to be, that day, particularly that day, just overwhelming.
Well, they've played that way most of the year. Of course, they shut North Carolina out, and they held Clemson to 3 points, and they've been an outstanding defensive football team. They've got excellent speed. They've played this scheme for 2 years now, and most of their players played last year.
I'll let Mike ask all the defensive questions. Didn't play in last year's game where they had that second half collapse. You think Georgia Tech's going to try to capitalize on that?
Yes, sir. I think we looked at the film from last year, and I think they probably looked at their film from last year also. And the coaches really surprised. We don't want that to happen. You know, we was leading 41-0. All of a sudden, they scored 35 points in the second half of the game, and that was a shock to everyone. So we don't want that to happen.
Even though this team scored 27 points against us, the defense has really come on strong, especially the defensive line.
Oh, I think so. We just have to keep improving and go by what the coaches tell us, you know, not listen to what everybody else say. We just have to keep improving because every week we need more improvement.
How's Tracy Rocker's personal improvement?
Well, I don't ever question my improvement. I just let the coaches does that, and I just take 1 week at a time.
Is it tough to get up for a team like Georgia Tech?
Many people would say that it would be tough to get up, but we've realized that if we don't take the right approach to the game and get ourselves ready to play, then we're going to be in for a long Saturday. And we're taking just one game at a time and really preparing for it.
It was almost a nightmare last year when they came back from an incredible deficit to almost win the ball game. They're going to be using this for momentum, obviously.
Definitely, they haven't got anything to lose. They showed themselves last year that they could come back from a big deficit in the game, and this year they're going to be thinking the same way, that if they get behind, hey, we can come back again.
How do you characterize Georgia Tech teams? Obviously they're intelligent.
Very intelligent, very tough, and play hard. I've had some really interesting games against Georgia Tech. They are definitely always after you, and they'll make you have a bad Saturday if you don't watch it.